All right, in order to bring our systems into a parasympathetic state when we're in sympathetic, or when we're dysregulated into regulation, we need to focus on the law of polarity or balance, where if your system is protecting you by saying, I need to run or I need to cling, what you're really needing is probably doing the opposite. So it's attached to attachment styles. It's attached to our inner child wounds. Our nervous system is really interconnected in that. And so if you resonate with feeling like you need to cling or attach, that's an anxious attachment operation in that moment. That doesn't mean you are anxiously attached. It means you're protecting yourself with an anxious, attached way of being. So what you're really needing when you are feeling that anxiety come up is this fear of abandonment, this fear of loss. And so we need to hold ourselves, right? Instead of loss, we need to hold, we need to be with, we need to sit with. When we're going into avoidance, we're running away, we're escaping, we're fearing intimacy. How can you be intimate with yourself, nurturing to yourself, soft with yourself? All right, so we need to balance these wounds, these protective mechanisms, with the opposite of what our system is trying to tell us to do. So in this week, we're focusing on nourishment of the system with downregulation. And I'm going to give you a few different ways to downregulate your system. First being with our breath. Typically, we're breathing only into our chest. If we can breathe into our belly, typically, we are always told to keep our belly really small. And typically, because our world is moving so fast, we breathe up here, just up here, just up here. And so to really focus on belly, rib cage, chest is the best way to start regulating your nervous system and finding more groundedness. Another way is to focus on box breathing, either 4 inhale, 4 pause, 4 exhale, 4 pause, or personally, I really like a focus on just a longer exhale, not making it too complicated. Inhaling for 6, exhaling for 8. There's also another breath technique called 4-7-8, which is a 4-second inhale, a 7-second pause, and an 8-second exhale. Those are all great options. However, when we're finding ourselves really dysregulated, it can be really challenging to hold your breath at the top or the bottom. And so just notice, maybe try holding. And notice if you're feeling a lot of anxiety holding at the top. What does that mean? Maybe you're feeling this pattern of holding in, and it's like I can hold maybe, but I don't know when I'm going to be able to exhale. Or maybe it's really hard to hold at the bottom of your breath and you're just like, I need to get another inhale, I need to take more in. Okay, so notice if you feel more comfortable holding yourself full or holding yourself empty. Sometimes we find comfort in just like hanging out at the bottom, and like we never get that nourishment in. Or sometimes that's again from this these different sides of the polarities of how we operate in hyperactivity or hypoactivity. Okay, we want to find the window of tolerance when we're in the middle, when we're balanced, when we're regulated. That is when we can create change and rewire the system. Another thing is we hold a lot of tension in our jaw. So lion's breath is a great way to release. I thought somebody was outside. Release tension from the body. Also, blah, like actually toning, right? Like humming in our exhales can be really regulating to the system. Also, singing is a great way to regulate your nervous system. You'll notice more saliva being built within your body once you start to regulate. It's a lot of dry mouth or dry eyes when we're dysregulated. A lot of saliva will be produced when you notice you're regulated. That's like the typical first thing I notice. Also just a slower heartbeat, more ability to hold the breath, all those things. Also, you might notice you have to go to the bathroom, or all these things that really are showing you that you could be regulated and are in a more regulated state. Another great option is to shake. This is my personal favorite, and I encourage putting on a 5-minute song. I will put my favorite one, a link to it, or one that I just did with a client in the comments. Put it on. It's almost a 5-minute song. And what you do is you start by bouncing your heels, and then you'll shake your arms. Maybe you'll jump up and down, shake your legs, shake your legs, shake your legs, bend over, shake, 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 shake. You'll do this for literally 5 minutes. And then you stop and you hold. You breathe. You contain the energy. Instead of fleeing from it, you hold it. We don't run, we hold, we hold, we hold, we hold without moving, like literally grounding your feet in and not fidgeting at all, right? And that is what we do when we start creating resiliency in the system to hold when we feel big emotions, because after shaking for 5 minutes, you expand your capacity to let energy move through the system. You'll feel your heart beating faster. You'll feel your hands start tingling. It's beautiful. It's like this aliveness, right? But then hold it, because what emotions are, anger, sadness, disgust, rage, or like deep grief, or the immense amount of joy, sometimes we don't know how to hold these amounts of emotions. That's why people can't hold money in their field, or they can't hold a relationship in their field, or they can't hold a job in their field, because it can be too much energy to hold. And so by practicing doing this literally right here in the body, we hold more, we expand more of our capacity to hold energy, hold aliveness, because emotions are just energy. We don't need to attach a meaning to them as good, bad, should or shouldn't feel. It is just the expansion of it. So by allowing the body to shake and feeling, but then holding and sitting with it, we train the nervous system for resiliency. That means that we're not going to our protective mechanisms or unhealthy habits right away. We feel able to sit face to face with whatever energy we're feeling, because it only takes 90 seconds to transmute an emotion. 90 seconds. And we're like stuck in our emotions all the time, or I need to go to a therapist, or I need to go do all these XYZ things in my self-care routine. And it's all beautiful to do that. And if we learn to sit with our emotions, it only takes 90 seconds. Like, that's amazing, right? So I hope these tips and tricks support you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Again, nervous system regulation is a muscle to build, right? After a lot of dissociation from our nervous system, which our world teaches us to do with our phones, with our computers, with the need to be go, go, go all the time, with traffic, with noises, with notifications, with the to-do list never ending, with the holiday season, all these things, right? Where we're taught to abandon ourselves, to get codependent on the external, to feel scared of our income or our money, to feel like we need a relationship, to feel uncomfortable with the uncertainty in life. And so to come back to the system and say, hey, I'm safe here, I'm holding you, it actually allows spaciousness within the system for really blocked energy that's from a long time ago, or maybe even in your epigenetics from lifetimes, or rather like multi-generations ago, like from parents, grandparents. That's a thing. It's called epigenetics, okay? It's really true that trauma gets passed down. When we create space within our nervous system, so much energy can move. And so it's not woo-woo. It's like quite literally our bodies are our vessels. And so it's our job to downregulate, to create safety. That's when we'll actually find freedom. But it doesn't come if you're going to attach a label of whether it's good or bad, or intellectualize what's happening. You don't need to understand. You don't have to figure it out. You just have to allow safety for it to move. I'm Rachel Jackson. That's burping, and yawning is also a sign of your nervous system regulating, okay? All these things, right? It's all beautiful. Our bodies are so wise. Anyway, I'm Rachel Jackson. My business is Guide to Be. If you have any questions, schedule a free consultation with me. It's a 30-minute free call. I'd love to connect with you. Again, join the Secure Effect. This month, it's all about desire, downregulation, and devotion. Maybe you're already in it, and that's why you're seeing this video. And happy almost New Year. If you're in the Austin area, I'm going to be doing some amazing sound healing breathwork experiences just like this, but mind-blowing. And it'll be in East Austin. I would love to see you there. Links for that real soon.